good?
Hey, this is Riley. I'm guessing you already know that. But yeah, I'm good now. What's up?
Hey, I kind of want to run some like. You busy?
I mean, I was, but now I'm not.
Where you at?
Who is this? Why are you
I
asking me?
told you
Why are you calling me at 8 o'clock at night, asking me where I'm at? It's kind of weird.
it's Wolf
Oh,
from.
oh,
I guess you didn't catch that a minute ago.
no.
Um, I did some digging. It's a long story. Um, would you be able to come down to Shandy Station?
I mean, no, I guess.
Okay.
You know it's
I
8:30 at night, right?
I'm a night owl. Caffeine and coffee do miraculous things.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. I
uh,
mean, I gotta finish getting dressed, but
Yeah, don't look like you just rolled out of bed. Well, after all, Sandy Stores is a dumpster fire anyway. All right, see you soon.
yeah. What just happened? I guess I'm gonna finish getting dressed. Where's... There it is. Gotta keep the important stuff tucked away. Alright. I really hope he knows. I hope I'm getting paid overtime for this. God, we really need to change that sign. This is definitely our headquarters since Los Santos County went out of business? Out of business. Bankrupt. Shut down? I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. Briefing room? I don't know where he would be. Nope, no briefing being held today. I should really get in here more so I learn the layout of my own station. You would think that would be the logical thing to do, right? Archives. That's where I would be if I was doing investigations. Now, the problem is, I don't know where that's at. Armory. Now, at the shooting range, I wonder if it's that little office in the back. I really should have asked him where he was. This is a really big station. This is where I would be. Nope. Nope. Boy, don't I look like an idiot. There's not an upstairs, is there? That's to the impound. I know where that goes to. About to play a game of Marco Polo. That's a fire exit. There is an upstairs. Like I said, really need to learn the layout of the station. We have a lot of glass for a confidential building. Ah! This building's like a maze. I think we need to downsize a lot and change that sign.
Yeah, it's some stuff.
Ooh, your voice box is not doing fantastic.
What's it sound like?
I like a muffled echo.
Testing, testing.
Much better. That would explain why I couldn't hear you on the phone.
Hello?
You're good.
Hello? Oh, fuck.
Yours might not work, but your voice is
Hello?
good. What, now you can't hear me? Fix one thing, break another. Testing. Can you hear me yet? Yes, no, maybe. We're just gonna stand here in awkward silence. This is going great.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
How about now? Is this any better?
Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine.
Okay, cool. Alright, so I've been doing some, on my way out of the old job, I grabbed some files on my way out.
That sounds slightly illegal.
If they don't know, don't hurt them.
Oh, I think they'll know.
It's my investigation anyway.
Your investigation.
Oh, my. I was not really mine, but there's the only one putting effort into it. Well, other than you, but yeah.
What investigation are we talking about?
Sophia Thompson.
Oh, oh, you mean my investigation because you didn't want to take the missing person report seriously. That one?
Yeah, and I'm kicking myself for that now because now that I'm looking at everything, there's a lot of stuff I've looked over, and I was a really, really, really big idiot.
Hmm. I'm surprised it took you this long to figure out.
Yeah, I kind of sort of let my anger of said person hurting two of my friends get in the way of actually investigating like I should have. But
Sorry, was I supposed to comfort you there? I'm so sorry that you didn't take this serious sooner.
no, I was honestly expecting some sort of smart ass reprimand of, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Okay, so there is something that you actually don't know about.
I doubt that, but go ahead.
Maybe you might know about it. Your long lost lover um
Oh, I don't
went and
have
had
one of
a
those.
ex lover.
Ex lover. Nope, don't have one of those either. Actually, I do. He's insane. I left him back. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Ex crush. What about your crush?
Now that I do
Ashley?
have, that's a little different.
That.
We were not lovers. Get it right.
Lovers to be.
Obviously, to not be, but continue.
Well. Anyway, did she ever tell her about her little field trip and her pet rock?
Harold, unfortunately.
Okay, so she told you about her little run in with Maria?
Yeah, I think so.
Where she beat the absolute snot out of Maria Thompson, aka
Yes,
Sophia's
yes,
mom?
because she got the shit beat out of her back, and that's where the problem came in.
I'm glad she told you that because she didn't tell me that. She didn't even want to tell me what she did.
Can't imagine
I,
why.
what is that supposed to mean? I'm not that scary.
I would like to clarify that you were jumping in on a missing persons case 7 months too late. But as you were saying,
Are you going to help me or are you going to be an asshole the whole
I
time?
mean, you got me out of bed at what is now way too late at night, and I have
Welcome.
yet to be told why I'm here. So,
Okay. So, as we know from Ashley's little run in with Maria, Maria drops the accent when she's angry.
mm-hmm.
Me and another state officer back about 3 months ago investigated. Um, do you recall that case of where I can't remember her name, the girl who was on Sophia's bike and ended up getting killed, and
Leanne
uh,
Washington, yes,
yeah,
with
Leanne
the
Washington.
passenger that was never identified.
Yep. Um, I interviewed the individual who was actually going to look at the bike when that murder happened.
Yeah, I reviewed
Um,
that. Sampson, something Sampson.
yeah, Miss Sampson. See, and I didn't think much of it at the time until I picking up these files. I recalled Ashley's story because I was so zoned in thinking it was um, Sophia that killed Leanne Washington because that's her MO of shooting people in the back and walking off, metaphorically and literally. Um, I didn't look much into it because he mentioned an American accent, and Maria, every time she's come to file a report, has had a, I guess you'd call it British accent, English accent. And so I didn't think much of it. But um, Sophia, the interview, she mentioned that the person she saw shooting Louisiana Washington had a long white coat, and Sophia never wore a long white coat. She wore a jacket, but she never wore a long coat like a trench coat, which is I'm assuming what she's referring to, or like a
Okay.
rain jacket. If I recall correctly, Sophia is. She also said her hair was pulled back, which I don't know why that didn't raise red flags from the beginning. But Sophia has shoulder length hair.
Right.
She's never ever had hair that could be pulled up, so she would have no need to pull her hair up. So the question is, yes, she wears boots too, and wears a can has been wearing a white jacket before, but it's a cutoff jacket, more like a biker jacket. So the question is, who shot Leanne Washington? Because it wasn't Sophia Thompson.
How do you know it wasn't
Because,
Sophia?
well, because it seems to not be Sophia because the hair and the clothing just aren't adding up anymore, and
Because.
she's supposed to be missing.
Yeah, but she didn't come get reported missing until months after that happened.
No, the she got reported missing before that because remember my little oopsie with mom and telling her that I saw someone on mom's on her daughter's bike.
Yeah, yeah, I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah, no. So the
So,
missing
what I'm
person.
hearing is that you gave Maria information that resulted in a murder of said person that information was provided about.
Repeat that last part. I gave Maria information
Uh
and
huh.
what?
That resulted in somebody matching the description of the information provided to get killed? I mean, that sounds kind of suspicious if you ask me. Weird timing.
Very, and that's kind of where I was getting at because during the interrogation slash interview, she also mentioned that the shooter or the individual holding the weapon, um, the female holding the weapon, seemed to be asking questions to Leanne Washington, but was making stating them in a way as if she already knew the answers.
Okay,
We,
and that's important. Why?
well, it kind of fits with what you just said. If I was the dumbass that told her everything and she's asking rhetorical questions she already knows the answers to, of is that my, where did you get that bike, whose bike is it, etc., etc., that would make a lot of sense of why it sounded like she asked questions you already knew the answer to.
Okay, we don't have any proof of anything though. The one person that actually physically saw what happened is a little bit dead.
Well, we do have someone that saw it, but they don't know that two individuals, they can't identify anybody.
Right, so
They
I
have
mean, we're back at square one just with a couple of assumptions that were made.
Yeah, no physical evidence.
I'm sorry, did you call me down here at 10 o'clock at night for some assumptions that were made? The silence is deafening.
Riley, if I was looking for smart ashery, I would go to a brick wall and ask it for a response. I was hoping to have your support and brain to actually think of where to go next with this, but clearly you're too focused on
Oh,
having
I would
smart
be
little
very careful what
contacts.
your next words are, sir. Very, very careful. Because the first words that came out of your mouth was, I was hoping for your support and help, but the words that follow it aren't really matching with that statement and that tone.
Well, you don't really seem to be up to
You have
having
done
help.
nothing so far but present me with evidence that I already kind of, sort of, a little bit had. Not one
Kind of,
time.
sort of, a little
Not, no,
bit.
no, no, no,
There
I'm
it
talking.
is.
I'm talking. Not one time did I hear, hey Riley, can you help me with this case? Hey Riley, you have information. Do you mind sharing so you can help me locate Sophia Thompson? Hey Riley, I could really use some help right now. If we would have led off with that, I'd be in a much more chipper mood. But no, 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 no. That's not what we led off with.
Honestly, I was going to get to that, but I kind of wanted to ramble my whole point off first before I got to that. But you kind of didn't let me get to that first.
I feel like that should have been first, period.
Okay,
Because then
well,
we could
I
have rambled together
apologize.
because I have stacks and stacks of information and paperwork that I have pulled.
Okay, so I guess we're back on subject. Yeah, I don't. There's a hint of possibility that it was not Sophia Thompson that shot Louisiana Washington. A
Right.
lot bit more than just a little bit. And but we know Sophia's missing too, and been missing.
Uh,
And we know that the person who shot Louisiana Washington, got in the car and just drove off. We don't know how, who, what, when, how. If someone picked him up, they had a car parked, what? We just know that the footsteps left at Route 13 and never picked back up. And honestly, does part of me not care to find Sophia? Does because he calls two of my friends and somewhat ex coworker who basically trained me in this profession a lot of pain and torture? Yes, yes, he did. Does he kill a canine that I've worked with and that my ex coworker has worked with? That is what caused all this? Yes, yes, she did.
mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I know it is my duty to fix this and make it right. But at the same time, Sophia's not one that is when she wasn't air quotes here missing. She was not one that was. You could call her missing all the time because she was not one that could be found if she didn't want to be found. She knew exactly how to disappear when I was looking for her, or any cop, law enforcement officer was looking for her. She
Right.
knew how to stalk people without being seen and know everybody's whereabouts. So
Uh-huh.
honestly, how do you find a missing person when that missing person, before they're missing, was already good at hiding and not sharing any, giving away any of their personal life, what they do in their free time, where they go, hell, where they even live? I have two addresses, but one of them's her mom's house.
Mm.
I've looked there, and it's
Hold that thought. Hold it right above your head. Just physically hold it right there. I'll be right back. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Depending on where you are in the world, I don't know how to get into these offices. Oh, this way. My name is MSU Morgan. Welcome to Echo Guard Roleplay, where we are hopping right in. Obviously, you see Riley Morgan is here. Clayton Wolf, also here. Sorry, I can't talk and type. Echo Guard roleplay. There's a whole story behind it. There's not really. Well, we're gonna have to discuss it next episode. Okay, like there's gonna be a lot of episodes. Next episode, we will go into what Echo Guard RP is, how I have ended up here, how we've all ended up here. Right now, we're focused on the storyline. If you don't know what the storyline is, oh man, do you need to backtrack and get involved in this? So there's a lot going on. If you haven't watched the storyline, you really aren't going to know what's going on. But I promise you, it is definitely worth getting into. I have had fun doing this storyline. I know that Danny has as well. Danny playing Maria Thompson, Sophia Thompson, Ashley Torres, me playing Riley Morgan and Morgan Lake, and we have a lot of stuff planned, and we couldn't just let it die with me leaving C3 roleplay. Obviously, this started way back in Coast to Coast. It followed us through C3, and now the plan is to have it follow us through Echo Guard. And hopefully get to the ending of this wild ride storyline that we have all come to love and enjoy. Well, I have. I don't know about you guys. So, you feel better after punching? I mean, physical violence doesn't really solve anything. I thought we got that in the first place.
Wait, what? Punching? What are we punching?
Sure, we'll play dumb.
I'm actually lost. You said punching physical violence. I'm kind of lost with where that came from.
I'm not stupid, and though I was in more, I'm not deaf. But again, we'll go with it.
I didn't say anything, unless you
Nothing
can read
had
my
to be
thoughts.
said.
Has
Okay.
anyone told you you're terrifying?
You know, not quite in those words, but I mean, maybe some separate words. What thought did I have you hold above your head? I'm not gonna lie, I got a little sidetracked.
Yeah, I don't know. It's starting to float away.
You had one
But anyway,
job.
but anyway, yeah, no.
No. Go back to the thought that I had you hold above your head because I need that thought because that was what was going to tell me what file to pull, and I'll be damned if I remember what file I was pulling.
Oh, right. Wow. Yeah. So, how do you find someone that was already good at hiding when they weren't quote unquote missing? How do you find someone that is so good at hiding that yet their own mother reports them missing? Is that what you needed?
These files right here are what I have on Sophia Thompson. Solely Sophia Thompson. Nobody else. Sophia.
You have files on her?
So obviously we have the two addresses that she's known to stay at. We served the warrant on the one of them that's very clearly abandoned for a long time, which brought me back to when Maria came and reported her missing the first time.
Yep, and I showed you the second copy. That's right. Uh-huh. So Maria reporting her the first
Right,
time.
so this right here, this file, this is the report that I took when Maria initially came in. She said that the last time she saw Sophia, she was up off of Baytree Canyon Road, that little corner property, right? I drove past there. I don't really see, I mean, there's a couple of vehicles, but you could tell they've been sitting for a while. I don't really know what's going on there. I don't have reason to get a search warrant.
It looks like a country house, kind of bicycles, vehicles sitting.
Right. Have you looked at the tax parcels for that house?
Only I have not looked at them specifically. The only time I pulled anything.
Alan Thompson. That's who that property comes back to.
But no, I have pulled out. Yeah, Alan Thompson. Yeah, because I pulled them originally when I was right at the beginning of the hunt for Sophia. I pulled them trying to figure out find a residence for her because I could not find a. There was not a clear one listed at the time, and so I pulled tax documents and mail forwarding addresses to locate where she could even be.
So, Alan Thompson is a ghost, more or less. He has a suspended driver's license from like 12 years ago, so obviously the picture's outdated. Nobody really knows where he falls into, except
Hold on, voice box broke. Oh, please.
Nope, yours did not.
No. Except what?
Except for the fact that he's on Sophia Thompson's birth certificate.
Which is what I kind of was at the forefront of my mind, because from what I understand, as upon further research, after I did some further research after we served that, because I was not aware of that property in Toledo that me and you searched. Um,
That's
and
the
so,
only one I was aware of until Maria came into the picture.
yep, and I was only aware of the other one, so we were aware of opposite properties. So, upon looking into it, the property I was aware of, that corner property, was Maria, their parents' property, which would make sense that it's in Alan's name, aka Maria's husband, ex-husband. Anyway, Sophia's dad of some sort, in some form or fashion.
Here. 6, 7, maybe 8 files. I don't know. I haven't been keeping track of it, okay? So many files. Every single one of these have one thing in common.
And what's that?
Phones. Every time Sophia Thompson wanted to get involved with somebody, she called them. Granted, it was from a different number every time, but there's electronics involved in almost everything that she does.
Yes, I've lost that phone, but both me and Lake have record of her contacting us from at least 2 or 3 different numbers at different times, just to prevent us from tracking her.
She had one when Lake was Polito Bay Chief. She had a different one when she was Sonora Valley. There was another phone number involved, a Thomas Churchill subject who, as far as I know, is in the wind. I don't really know where he's gone. Nobody can find him. Maybe he's left state. Might be for the better. She's always got a phone on her.
Yeah, I talked with Lake, and Churchill was who called her when Ashley was taken.
Yeah, I mean, unless he comes back up, I mean, I've just kind of pushed his file to the side. There's not really a whole lot I have on him, except he
Yep.
was one of Sophia's minions, is the word I would use.
Something like that. One that she actually, as far as we know, didn't kill. Usually she kills her minions.
So there's another problem that I've noticed and I've put a red flag on, but there's not really anything I can do about it right now. I gotta find the file.
Um,
This. This is the registration slip for a dirt bike that was owned by Sophia Thompson that has somehow come up missing. Completely.
yeah,
It's gone.
is it a white dirt bike?
It is. Well, the green headlights specifically. I don't know why she went with green.
That's the one that she always. That was her getaway bike, because she could go anywhere with it, and she could bounce weave between trees and stuff. That's, you remember when I took you the extra round and pointed out that where she was watching me?
Yeah, before you rolled your charger down a hill? I do vaguely remember that, yes.
Yeah, that was what she was on, because that's how she got away so quick.
Yeah, we'll glimpse over that idea. Anyway, so yeah, dirt bike's gone. Phone's gone. We don't really know where the Batty 801 came from in the first place, right? Obviously, Sophia had it at some point, and then Leanne Washington had it. But we're not. I don't have the answers as to how Leanne Washington came in contact with the bike itself. I looked up Leanne Washington. She has priors for motor vehicle theft, not necessarily armed carjacking. Not that she would have got away with that with Sophia Thompson to begin with, but she got the bike somehow. And I have a feeling Sophia didn't just willingly give it to her.
No, and Maria did make that statement that Sophia loves her bikes, and that she would never just give it up.
That's the leads that I have so far. That dirt bike, however, Leanne Washington got a hold of the Batty 801, I have a feeling that's going to have a lot of information to it. And whoever the hell Alan Thompson is, and wherever he's at, if he's even still alive, I think he might be of use.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never, other than documents, I've never had contact with them. Never been brought up. Because back to the whole phone thing, C had one phone number that she contacted me when I started helping Lake look for Ashley, and took on the case from the law enforcement side because Lake didn't have any law enforcement jobs at the time. She was kind of wandering around drunk. Um, and then after we found Ashley and Lake went missing, another phone number contacted me about Lake. And then after all that, we didn't hear from any of her numbers for a long time. And then some random third number contacted us, both me and Lake, for us, and texted me. And then I called it, and the voice on the other end basically said that the questions I was asking, it was not time for them to be answered, and I couldn't know who they were, and hung up on me. The phone number didn't lead to anything, burner from what I can remember, and it called Lake too, and but she didn't get a response or voice from anything. It just kept calling her.
I have a feeling whoever's behind that number is gonna have some answers. And if we can get that number, some happenstance, you or Lake has it saved somewhere, I have a feeling we could ping that phone and it would give us a whole lot more answers.
Agreed, because when I pinged it originally or tried to find it, I did not get much information about it. I don't know if I did not do something right, but it was a dead end number. I never got a response from it. I never got anything back from it. It just kind of died.
That's
But the
awkward.
person, I don't know if it's recorded down in, I don't know if it's ever been recorded in official reports or whatever. Um, do any of your files state how Sophia liked to talk in riddles
No,
and
it's not
questions?
notated anywhere.
So Sophia loved to talk in riddles, and if you've ever read comic books and stuff, how the villain read talks in riddles of, "Oh, I'm not ready for you to learn that." Basically, an insane way some psychomaniac would talk. That thinks this is all a game. That's how she talked. Um, and when that number called, they talked in that same way of, "Oh, this game isn't over. Um, I'm gonna you're not, you're not ready for that information. I can't tell you that information yet," etc., etc. I can't remember exactly what was said.
Mm,
Because see, the thing we don't have
it's
is
a little aggressive, but okay.
we don't have any public sightings of Sophia. We don't know, did she go to a certain bar?
I mean, have we
Well,
looked? I haven't.
I
The
haven't
best
either.
way to hide is in plain sight. I mean, the only people that know who she is or was, whatever the case may be, was the people involved.
Yeah, she did show up to Yellow Jack once to beat Lake up, but at least from what, at least it's not common talk of, "Oh yeah, Sophia's frequented this place or whatever." It's not, definitely not common talk.
I might have access to files regarding something along those lines. I do
Because
vaguely remember something about an assault occurring, not against Lake, though, against somebody else, and I wonder if I can get a hold of that.
was it at the Yellow Jack?
I think it was. I know it was at a bar. I don't even remember who told me.
I thought it was Lake that got eaten because he told me she was drunk, and Sophia walked in and she saw her sitting there, and they had a confrontation. And but Maria in her missing persons report, which I guess it wasn't asked either, but she never volunteered any information of, "Yeah, my daughter, these are the locations my daughter hangs out at," or, "This is where I've last seen her. This is the restaurant we always met up at." None of that has ever come up.
I think there's a lot of information that's being withheld from a lot of people involved in this. But
Agreed.
I have access to files, and I think I'm going to try to go locate those after I get some sleep.
Locate, locate as do you have access to them, or are you going to have some make some phone calls?
We'll see. I'm going to go put these back up, and, yep, that is the sun. That is mildly depressing. Hey, by the way, I will not be at work tonight.
Noted.
I'll be in touch.
Okie dokie. Also, we really got to get these walls remodeled.
You should write a letter to City
To
Council?
who?
I don't know. Board of Supervisors? Whoever handles that stuff.
State Board of Supervisors.
Yeah, you should go talk to them. It's daylight out. They should be in office.
Unless they took an unofficial holiday. They love taking holidays.
Maybe now I can finish my shower. That was so rudely interrupted.
I didn't even see where you went. Also, I did have one question for you. Do we know how people keep getting an unlocked gate?
Yeah, it's not locked.
Okay,
The
because
locks were never installed.
they just kind of come and stand in the middle of the parking lot, and it kind of makes it hard to maneuver.
Yep. Yeah. Locks need to be fixed.
Definitely. Because I'm guessing the gates clearly work for not just vehicles, but people too.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's not weight dependent. Truck's nice, though.
Yeah, thanks. Just got it in.
Don't roll it off a mountain.
No, you do that with Chargers. You do it enough for both of us.
Do we have extra vehicle budget?
Yeah, that's a question for my boss. Oh, wait, that's you.